You know, I try to stay level-headed about most things. People have asked me if I believe in God like it's a simple question all throughout my life. Like my life didn't already answer it 100 different ways. Yesterday, an older woman asked me that question in a truck stop. And instead of answering, I made her a deal. Because if we're going to talk about God, she needed to know who she was asking. I was at a TA doing a reset, laundry going, nothing dramatic, just killing time in the trucker lounge, and an older woman walked in. She asked politely if she could sit, and then she asked, "Do you believe in God?" I didn't answer right away. Instead, I said, "Before I answer, let me make a deal with you." I told her I just started a YouTube channel. I told her one episode, episode 14, was hard, personal, not easy to hear. And I said, if you'll listen to my story first, I'll listen to anything you want to say after. She actually didn't hesitate. She said, okay. Quite frankly, I was shocked. So I played episode 14, not loud, just enough for the two of us. At first, she sat back, hands folded, polite. A few minutes in, she shifted. She didn't interrupt, didn't check her phone, didn't try to guide meaning. She just listened. When it ended, she wiped tears from her eyes. And I'll be honest, I had them in mine again too, which is crazy, because I am the story. She patted my arm and said, "Give me a moment," and she walked away. That's when I knew this wasn't small. Here's the truth. After my childhood, no, I couldn't just believe in God. I was beaten, molested, broke myself more times than I can count, and I also tried to end it. You don't grow up like that and just trust the universe. But here's the part people don't expect. I wanted to believe. I've had strangers come into my life at exact moments my entire life, like something was following me. But life kept showing me something else too. What people did to me, what I did to myself. So belief was never clean, it was complicated. The first time I ever went to a church, I walked in fine. Then the preacher started talking, and I swear to God, no pun intended, everything he said felt like it was meant for me. And then something happened. I lost my emotions completely. I started crying uncontrollably. So I got up and I walked out in the middle of service. I'm outside trying to calm myself down, trying to understand what the hell just happened to me. And the doors open. The preacher. Holy shit. It was the preacher walking outside. He stopped preaching, noticed me, came outside. He wrapped his arms around me and said, "Let it all go." Then he said, "We'll be here if you want to come back." And he walked back inside. Talk about a holy shit moment. This was one of them. I didn't go back in. I couldn't. I felt embarrassed, ashamed, so I left. And I didn't step inside another church for almost 5 years. Later in life, I was married. I decided to try again. I started going to church 3-4 times a week. reading the Bible constantly. Then one day, the preacher asked for volunteers for Sunday school, and I raised my hand. Because here's one thing about me. I've always believed helping people matters. Always. It's always been my heart. So there I was, teaching Sunday school to the 55-plus group. People who had 1,000 years more life experience than me. And you know what? I loved it. Studying, learning, communicating, it felt right. I did that for about 6 or 7 months. Then, I learned something that made me sick to my stomach. Being there that often, you hear things when church isn't in session. And what I heard the most wasn't about helping people. It was always about money. Money, budgets, numbers. Church felt like a business. I brought it up to the preacher, respectfully. And it was not welcomed. And that told me everything I needed to know. Church should not be a business. So I left, and I never went back. A few minutes later, the woman came back. She sat down. She didn't quote scripture, didn't tell me what I should believe. She just said, "Thank you for trusting me with that." Then she said something I'll never forget. "I don't think belief is something you can argue someone into." She said she's lost people, seen faith help some and fail others. And then she said, "I don't think God shows up the same way for everyone." No pressure, no agenda, just room. She didn't ask me again if I believed in God. She asked if I was still listening. And that's the only answer I had. I don't know what I believe, but I don't ignore moments anymore. Fred, the boy on the bridge, this woman in a truck stop. I just know I've stopped pretending moments don't matter. Some people call that faith, some don't. I'm not here to label it. I'm just listening. I didn't lose my belief in helping people. If God exists, He doesn't need a building. He shows up in moments like this. This is Midnight Roads and Real Talk.